Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to share with you the property deals we've got on at the moment. So the deals what I've got in legals, what we've just acquired over this last week. So at the moment, if you can't tell, I'm in Mallorca at the moment and I'm Harvey, remote property investor. And being part of a remote property investor is not only that I invest in the northeast when I live in the southeast, it's also a case of me being able to invest from anywhere from my phone. In 2014, I set myself a goal after having a bit of a burnout that I was going to set up a lifestyle where I can invest from anywhere and travel monthly. Whether that's to Holland, where my wife's from, to visit the family for a month or a couple of months, whether that's in the Caribbean for a couple of months, whether that's in Mallorca like this month's break, or whether that's just in a spiral hotel locally. I have monthly breaks and resets of my mind. So important, and so important for your family time. I've got multiple phones where I put my work phone down and I just spend some time and have a good switch off, and I've done that on this holiday. But what I thought I'd share is, what I've been away is I've been doing some deals still. So I've set up my lifestyle so I can run my business from anywhere, and we're doing some deals. So I'm going to share the deals I've got in legals over this last week while I've been away. I'm also going to share, make sure you stay to the end, I'm going to share with you the deals that we're just finishing off under refurbishment. So right at the end I'll show you the deals we've got under refurbishment at the moment, but at the start of this video I'm going to be sharing with you some of the numbers as well of the deals that we got an offer accepted this week. But if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that bell icon so you get notified when we do more videos like this. So let's get started with the deals what we've got accepted this week. Common myth is you have to invest within an hour from where you live. Listen, I'm miles away from where I live at the moment, and anything you can do in person can be done virtually today via a phone. So what deals we got through? I'm going to go into some of these deals a bit more in detail, but first of all, we've got a 4-bedroom through for one of my investors. We've got a block of 6 flats gone through for myself. Personally, I'm buying myself. I'm going to tell you how I funded this as well if you keep on watching. And I've also got a 3-bedroom for one of my investors and another 3-bedroom for a different investor. So we've got 3 deals accepted for investors and 1 block of flats for myself. So the block of flats, I'm going to share with you how I funded this. Really important way to build your funding and also to build a network to be able to deliver on the refurbishments. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of refurbishments in the pipeline, so all this has got to be managed remotely. But first deal, 4-bedroom. We just bought a 4-bedroom on an estate. Literally, I've bought one for myself and we just had it revalued. So as soon as this come up, this come from an agent, directly from the estate agent. And the estate agent gave me a shout before it hit the market. Sent me 3 deals. One of them had an offer accepted on. The other 2 were bidding on still at the moment. And he sent me 3 deals. And look, much like everybody, I've been a bit frustrated with the market at the moment. But because we're consistently out there doing what we're doing, this agent come to me because of my social media profile. He let me know that he had a deal before it come through because he sees my profile. He knows we're serious about buying. And I've been frustrated. We've not got as many deals for my investors and myself I'd like this year. But we just carried on consistently and persistently. And persistence is really key in this market. Like, it's just so important. A few times I thought, oh, is this dead? Are we going to get enough deals for our investors? Especially when you've got a sourcing company. I've got a sourcing company with overheads and teams, and it eats up your profit really quickly if you don't get them pipeline of deals. But we won't just do deals for the sake of doing deals. We want proper deals. We're not just going to package on deals that are not really deals to investors. So the money's drying up in that pot while we're trying to wait for these deals to come through. So it's been a bit frustrating, but we're persevered. And this, as I said, this 4-bedroom's come to us before it's in the market. It's in legals now, it's been given to his investors, and we know this is a great deal because I've just done one on this estate and I just had it valued at 105 and I paid 77k for mine. It meant I left just short of 10k in my deal, but this one we've accepted an offer for my investor for 72k. It needs a bit more of a bigger refurb, so it needs probably about 14-15k refurb, but again, I feel the market's crept on a little bit as well. It's probably worth about 110 because we just found a comparable as a 3-bed at 100k. So we think it's going to be worth about 110. And let's have a look at the numbers. What you can do when you look at the numbers, Lendlord is a great software that I use for this. So what I'm going to do is just show you how I use Lendlord to quickly give it an analyzer and show you the numbers of this deal. So if you open up the Lendlord app, what you want to do is you want to go on to Deal Analyzer. There's a dashboard, goes on to Deal Analyzer, type in the address, and then rental analysation. So in there, you want to start putting in the numbers. So asking price, monthly rent, we know it gets £700 a month because we just achieved £700 a month for one. Then you want to add more information. So underneath, you can add a little bit more information to this. So it tells you already what stamp duty is going to be, refurb cost, closing costs are like your holding costs and your legals and all that sort of stuff. So if you put in like maybe £1,200 for all the closing costs, you want to put in loan required. So we want a 75% loan to value, so we're going to have to tell us got a 54k loan, 25-year mortgage, deposit at 25%, rate probably a little bit higher than that at the moment, so let's put in about we're getting about 3%, but let's put in 3.5 just to be on the safer side, because not all of you might get 3%. I just got one at 3.1 something percent. Management fees, insurance, let's put insurance in at £20 a month, no service charge, no ground rent, no utilities, maintenance. Let's put it in at 5% of the rent, and other costs, let's put in a voids at 5% of the costs. Let's confirm that, and this then tells us, look, the yearly cash flow gives us a 4k, gives us a long-term return on investment, 94%, that's phenomenal, isn't it? Monthly cash flow at £347 a month. So this is a great deal, and the thing is, these style deals, I'll put a link to Lendlord in below if you want to start analysing these deals. So these style deals are your foundational deals to be done. Look, there's a lot of talk about, is there going to be a recession? What happens if the market dips? This property will be rented by housing benefits types. This can be rented by housing benefits for £6.50 a month. So £50 a month top up is not a long shortfall. So we get professional tenant in now or housing benefits. We use housing benefit tenants as well, as long as they've got a guarantor and as long as they can pass rent insurance. It doesn't matter to us. We deal with people, and as long as we get decent people, we don't mind whether their benefits are working. We find we get good and bad in both. A working person can be a good person or a bad person, and the same for benefits. So as long as we've got that protection around the rent insurance and the guarantor, we're happy to put housing benefits in there. In fact, they make really good tenants, especially in 4-beds, because there's not many 4-beds around, and there's many families that can't afford to go and buy a 4-bed, and they stay there for long-term tenants. They've got, like, in these sort of barriers of properties and this like level of property, they've got a mindset of being kind of like a council homeowner. They not really want to be a homeowner, so they stay for a long time, especially because they can't get in many other 4-bedrooms. You'll keep them for a long period of time, and in single lets, it's absolutely critical to keep long-term tenants and not have a high turnover, because every time you turn a tenant over, it could cost you as much as 2k. Think about it. If you just have to give it a refresh of paint because it's just wear and tear, not off their deposit, find a new tenant costs, all these different costs add up, and it probably could be £1,500 to 2k each time. And if you earn like 4k a year and you've got professional tenants, the thing with professional tenants is every about 18 months in areas like this, they'll save up and buy their own property because the rent's relatively low in comparison to their incomes, and they'll go and save up the 10% for a deposit for themselves at a 100k house quite comfortably. So these are the style tenants I prefer, and this is the protection that will give you protection in ups and down markets. So if somebody loses their job, they get covered by benefits. You've got long-term tenants in there, so really, really strong foundational. When I talk about the property delta matrix, this is what I talk about, that foundational level stuff. So this is the property delta matrix. Not sure how well you can see that. We'll pop it up on the screen. But at the bottom there, this is an all-weather portfolio, and you want to think about building a good foundation of properties that can survive ups and downs. So again, going on to the next deal that I've done is a block of flats for myself. And we've done all this while I've been away. And the reason I bought this is because it's worked out 45k per flat, and there's an actual value on it at 55k a flat now. But the guy needed a quick sale and he's doing a land transaction. So as a result, we've been able to act really fast. It's in legals already. We've done this on a bridge, and how I funded this was by private investment, and how I attracted that private investment is from my online profile. There's a common little theme that's going on here is you really need to build out an online profile to build your network of private investors, of agents, of solicitors. Everybody's online. The solicitor we're using for this at the moment follows me on Instagram of all places. She's a mature lady. I've never thought she'd be on there. And they've really, really got a great relationship with them. And the better relationship you've got with solicitors, brokers, builders, everybody, the more they're going to prioritise you, because everybody that's good is busy at the moment. So you want to lift yourself to the top of their priority list. And the way you do that is by building great relationships. The way you build them quicker is by building an online profile. So again, this block of 6 flats has got a lot of downside protection. Already it's worth 10k more. We're funding it on private investment and a bridge, so we need to be quick. And the bridge is based on the actual value. So I'm paying 270 for it, but I'm getting a loan to value based on the 330 of what it's actually worth at the moment. They all need a bit of a refurb, freshening up. They're rented for 375 at the moment. With a freshen up, I think we'll get to 475, maybe even £500. We'll probably use, it's 2 blocks saying that, 2 blocks of free, and I'll buy the whole thing. And what we'll probably do is split it in half, use 3 for service accommodation, 3 for like normal AST tenancy style properties. And the great thing, again, what you can see with the downside protection of this is the mortgage will be covered by the 3 properties. So if the SAs don't work because people can't afford to go on holiday anymore because they're getting squeezed with their cost of livings, or the economy gets a little bit of a up and down because what's going on in a recession, and people want, like, building sites get stopped and work travel gets stopped, I can then revert these back into normal single let properties. And if people lose their jobs as well, 425 is what gets covered by housing benefits. So I've got a lot of coverage in this deal for the downside protection. And again, when you look at the property delta matrix, again, that really does, even though it's a block of 6 flats, it nestles in there. Like, I've got a section of buy-to-lets, and in them little cut-off sections, you can see the cut-off section at the bottom is lower-end buy-to-lets, the cut-off section at the top is higher-end buy-to-lets. And the thing with higher-end buy-to-lets is that they're not covered by housing benefits. If people lose their jobs and we go into a recession and a downturn, you could have a really big shortfall on your monthly payments. So, for example, in my area, them style properties are more like £700-800 a month rent, so they only pay £500 a month on a 3-bedroom. You've got a big shortfall, and if you've got a full portfolio of them, you could be in trouble. And again, with the high turnover of that style properties, it gets you in a bit of trouble. But you do want to diversify your portfolio and have a mixture of stuff, but you want that solid foundational stuff that will survive you through. Look, if the asset prices dip, I'm getting these on long-term 5-year fixes. If the asset price dips, I've got the protection in the yield that can handle rate rises, which can handle any ups and downs in the market. So it don't matter what the price does, as long as I'm getting my cash flow. Cash flow is king. Money that comes into your pocket each month is king. Don't matter what your portfolio is worth. It could be worth £1 million, but if you've not got the cash flow coming into your pocket each month, then that's when you go bust. This is why big companies like Debenhams went bust. That was worth millions. All their stores they owned, all the stock they owned was worth millions. They didn't have enough cash flow to service their costs. And again, if you're not got enough cash flow to service your businesses, your lifestyles, that's when you go bust. So it's really important to get strong cash flowing assets that can ride up and downs. The other deal we've got going on at the moment is a 3-bedroom. Again, this one, relationships with agents. So we offered on this probably about 3 weeks ago. Somebody else beat us in the bid, and then they're falling through because they couldn't get funding, and this deal has come back to us. We're buying this for 67k. It's because there is a few issues with planning on this. It needs to be a cash purchase. We bought it for one of our investors, and then what we're going to do is sort out the planning issues and then get it remortgaged. Probably worth about 100k. To sort the issues out, we're budgeting around 10k, but I feel we'll get it done for less than that. The other deal we've got going through at the moment is a 3-bedroom direct to vendor. It's a bit more of a turnkey one. Could add a little tiny bit of value to it, but not lots. But this particular investor just wanted something he could park his money in, be ready to go, no refurb. So we can just put a tenant straight into there. Ben, who's on my team, put out letters for this. It's direct to vendor letters. And as a result, we've got a landlord who wants to sell up. He's got a large portfolio as well, so he's selling down his properties year by year because Section 24 is getting destroyed on tax at the moment. So he wants to shut out his properties, but he don't want to sell them in one lump. And obviously, when you sell it in a bigger lump as well, a lot of people want a bigger of a discount. So he's selling them off one by one. So we bought this first one. If it goes well, we might be able to start buying slowly, year by year, the rest of them off of him. Again, it shows you the different ways you can get deals. So one deal was come from a sourcer. The 6-bedroom come from a sourcer approaching me. Another one come from an agent approaching me as well before it hit the market. Another one's come from an agent coming back to us from a relationship we've got. Another one's come from direct to vendor letters. But a big part of what we do is building out an online profile. It's so important that you build out an online profile to build out your networks to be able to do these deals. If you want to be doing deals like this, look, I can't even do deals where I live in the southeast like this. That's why I invest in the northeast in Stockton-on-Tees. And if you want to find an area, a great little tip is property data. I'll put the link below in the comments as well. Property data will give you the analytics of the area to be able to analyze that. Check out this video how to pick a remote gold mine location, what I've done, and then go through property data afterwards to really analyze the area. Put the links in the comments. But look, the world is local today, and look, of course it's got some obvious advantages of investing where you live. But the advantages are zero if you live in London and you've only got 30k, or the returns on your capital are like 3 or 4%. As you can see from the analysation from Lendlord, the returns on that 93% over a longer term. That is phenomenal. You just can't get returns out on single lets in the south, and you really want to be doing single let properties in this market unless you've got a good foundation already. If you've got a good foundation, there's a great opportunity in commercial conversions and HMOs. but they're a lot more dangerous. If you're halfway through a development and the banks shift their lending and they pull away from commercial lending or pull away the style of lending, could leave you in a very, very tight situation. One of the developers I know and follow online, they had this in COVID. They were developing out, and they've done loads of developments. They were developing out a big commercial conversion, and the banks changed their mind and said, we want to recall our loan. That was about a third of the way through this deal. So they had to go and raise the money, and lucky enough, because they've got a good foundation and a good profile, they can raise it in cash. But if you've not got that, you've got to have that backup support. I know it don't sound as sexy doing these single let properties, but they're your foundation, they're your support, they're your income. So if things go wrong on the bigger deals, you've got an income coming in to support you on them. That's what the whole thing, what the property Delta Matrix is about. But as promised, I said I'm going to share you the deals we've got in legals at the moment as well. So on the renovations, we've just finished a guest house conversion, about to get that valued in about a week's time. We're coming to the end of a 3-bedroom semi-detached, which is a bit of a higher end one in the matrix of a single let property. We should rent that for about $750. The guest house should rent, when it's fully completed, for just short of $4K a month. Bought the guest house for $124,500 plus a $6K auction fee, and spent about $100K when we're finished on the refurbishment. The 3-bed is a $90K purchase, $22K refurb, about $150 end value. And the other 3-bed we're renovating at the moment is a $90K purchase, about a $16-17K refurb, and about 120K end value. They're the deals we've got in, but if you check this video out here, you can see me walking around them deals on patch. And that's when I was doing also an on patch training. So if anybody you interested in coming to my area for on patch training, well, I'll show you around the deals I've got on legals, I'll show you around the deals we're renovating at the moment, and teach you in person how to do these property transactions rather than just theory. So we'll start off in my office where I'll show you some theory, show you how to analyze deals, and then we'll walk around on sites, on doing viewings, going over the check sheets and the stuff I've learned you. Give me a yay in the comments, or connect with me on my Instagram. Say you're interested in On Patch Training Day. We'll put a link in the description alone for that if you want to register your interest for that. It's free, 8 nights. It's not a massive amount of money to invest. You'll get loads of templates and stuff to go with that as well. It's a ton of value. So if you want to join us on our next On Patch Training Day, please click in the link below or message me on Instagram, Harvey Growth Properties. You should find a link here for that. But listen, if you're still here, massive thank you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and smash that bell icon. My wife's living my terms. My mission is to help as many people live on their terms. So please share this out to people. It really does help the algorithms. It really does help people that are really struggling to take that jump. And remember, if you don't evolve your ideas, you'll never live on your own terms. So evolve your ideas, live on your own terms. Have an amazing day.